What up, people? I am back for another video. Sorry I haven't done a video in a few days, but today we are reviewing The Descent, and then I am going to be watching Deadpool after this. And then tomorrow is summer, or technically today now, because it just turned midnight. um, Today is SummerSlam, and I'm going to be watching it with some friends, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the video today, or there is a chance it'll probably be Sunday morning, if anything. I'm going to try to do it tomorrow night. If I do it tomorrow night, it'll be really late, but we'll see. Because I might, after SummerSlam, pending on if my friend Calman, his internet's all good, we're probably going to watch some stuff with him, and I'll probably be on with him for a while. So unless, pending on how late I get off Discord tomorrow, maybe if I'm not too tired, I'll do it tomorrow night, and it'll probably be either midnight, 1 or 2 in the morning. It's gonna be really late. If not, I'll do it on Sunday morning. So, but today we are doing The Descent, which, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated fucking creature features out there. Self-contained. Most of it's in a cave. You only have 6 characters, and you only have 3 main ones, and then you kind of got 3 extras. We get a big reveal. It starts off as this friends trip because Sarah, who's the main character, unfortunately, her and her kids are out with friends. They end up getting in a crash, and her and her daughter and her husband end up getting killed. So it was a year later. The friends decide to go on a trip that they always wanted to go on, with extra group of friends: Sarah, Juno, Beth, Rebecca. I'm trying to remember the other 2. They'll come to me. But they all decide to go, and obviously you got some big revelations. Like, you find out that Sarah's husband Paul had an affair, and that the ending is crazy because she basically leaves her friend to die, like, because of the reveal, because of what happened, so she basically leaves her to die, and you have a fake out ending where she thinks she escaped, but she's actually still in the cave because she got knocked out. And the creature design is well done. You don't get a lot of the creatures. They're in the movie, but it's not it's about the atmosphere building than it is just body count after body count. There is a body count, though. You see some people get their throats ripped off, and the scene where Sarah just kills a bunch of them, and it's just this is the poster, pretty much, where you just see her all covered in blood, is a very well done scene. This movie is fucking awesome. And came out back in 2005. Not a big budget either. And I think this movie doesn't get really talked about enough. I think it's a great, it's not as, I won't say it's up there obviously Alien or The Thing, but if I would put this in my list of some of the best fucking isolated horror, self-contained, or contained and / self-contained horror. I would put this up there. Alien is probably number 1 for me, and then it would probably be The Thing right after it, but this is up there. I might make that a list. Maybe when we get closer to Halloween or something, I'll do that. Because there's a couple. I think this is up there, though. You're in a cave. The lighting, when you get the night vision look, is very well done. The creature design's great. The characters, obviously the reveal, because she finds a pendant that, obviously best friend Paul. We get this reveal that her and I think it was Juno who had the affair. And yeah, it's crazy, man. Obviously it's almost, it has, the only thing about, there's no paranoia, but you do see way you do see a destruction of a friendship, because there's a couple of them that do just leave them to die. There's a scene where a couple people are just left to die. It is fucking crazy. Yeah. So I do love this movie. Apparently there was a sequel. I've never seen it, and I don't think I want to, because it feels like, because if you remember the movie 30 Days a Night, there's a 30 Days of Night 2, which was just straight to DVD garbage. So I'm worried that that's what the Descent 2 will be. So I don't plan on watching it. I think I'm just gonna do just this one. And it's a better one-off story anyway. It doesn't need, because what is it, another group of people who get lost in the cave and they find the creatures? It's like, okay. So overall, I love this movie. It's one of my favorite underrated creature features slash, like, isolated horror. The atmosphere, almost, there is a soundtrack, but I do like moments where they don't play because it's just, you feel the ambience in a way. They let you feel the ambience of the cave. It's well done. So overall, I'd probably give this film like a 9.5 out of 10. I love this movie. Good characters, very realistic characters too. You know, the reveals were well done. It didn't feel like tacked on, because that could have been done badly if they added the whole affair, even though the husband's dead. They adding that on, that could have just been extra drama, but they've done it in a way where it doesn't feel like it's in the way of the plot at all. So yeah, like I said, I think this is a very well done film. I recommend it. It's legit scary, great atmosphere, all that. So tomorrow, well, I did a pre-recorded thing for Pin Down Podcast today. It should be going up, premiering tomorrow on the channel, like tomorrow morning. So what I think I'm gonna do, because we're not doing that, but it is still SummerSlam, and I'm gonna be watching that. I'm gonna, depending on how early I can, what goes on tomorrow, and if I can get to the other house or not. What I might do is I might review Deadpool like early if I can tomorrow, but if I can't, it's gonna either be really late tomorrow night, or technically it'll be Sunday morning, or it'll be like Sunday morning, like, like Sunday morning, like in the actual daytime. So we'll see. So it'll be either really late Saturday, obviously the early Sunday morning, which would be like midnight and all that, or it'll be like Sunday morning in the actual morning. So other than that, let's get into the movie. So the movie opens up. We have Sarah at a trip with her friends and her family, and while on their way back home, they get into a car crash. So you do get a little bit of a back. It's like a, I guess you want to call it a fucking flashback a little bit. But yeah, so she ends up surviving the crash, but then her husband and her daughter both die. And then we have a time jump where the group decide to come and go to do the trip they always wanted to do, with 3 extra friends, and they go on. It starts off kind of normal. Like, you think it's just like a normal, like, hiking group of friends, and gosh, there's strong female characters in this. It's all women, like pretty much all female characters, and they're all good. Obviously, even though some of them do fucked up shit towards the end, but like turning on each other and stuff, and obviously the reveal with what happens to one of them. But it does still, like, it's a well done movie, but they don't make it a big deal. It's all women. It's just a well done film, and yeah, like, it starts off normal. That's one thing I love horror. I love horrors movies like that, where it just starts off like you think it's just this hiking movie. It starts off normal, and then obviously things progressively get worse because they end up going to this cave that kind of one of them lied to them about and didn't tell them they were actually doing, so they had to try to go back, and that's when things go bad, and you get the sight of the creatures. One of them, I think it's Juno, or Beth. No, I think it's Juno. Yeah, it's Juno. Ends up falling. Like, she thinks it's like a light, light, like it's an exit, but she ends up falling and breaking her leg. This is where you get the first shot of the creature. But they kind of scare it off, and that's when more appear. One of them gets killed pretty brutally. and they kind of get separated. And throughout, obviously, reveals happen, and like one of them being, and it wasn't Juno that Paul was having, if it was Beth. Beth, who's basically like her best friend. Sam's another one. Sam, okay, that was another one of them. Um, and yeah, some of them turn on each other. There's a scene like where one of them gets hurt, and they basically leave him to die. It's fucked up, man. Like it. But to be fair, it has that like there are people like that. Like even though these are supposed to be friends, and you really see like the fall. That's one thing. It's kind in that sense. I do think it's like the thing where the fall of man. These group of friends end up turning on it. Some of them betraying each other. Obviously, one of the betrayals being something that happened. I guess it would have been around the time before her husband died. And then there's a scene where fucking Sarah just fucking kills like a bunch of them, and this is gonna be the thumbnail for the video. Her all covered in blood, and that's actually the poster too of the movie. It's just her all covered in blood. It looks fucking badass. There's a lot of blood in this movie, and just the like atmosphere, the scenes where they're just walking through the cave, and it's like, and you almost have like a night vision view, almost, or whatever you want to call it, where you have that green tint to it. It looks fucking creepy. Like it really feels like you're going through a fucking cave. I really love the ambiance of the movie. Like you feel like you're in that cave with them. And that's what I love from seeing a movie where you feel like you're almost in it too with them, It's what Alien did very well. You felt like you're on the ship with them. Or The Thing, you felt like you're in, you were with the group in the snow. I felt like this movie does that very well. And I wish it did better, but I don't know if it just, a lot of people didn't know what it was. But I think, because there's not a lot of people talk about this movie. I mean, it's a cult classic now, but like, same with like Dog Soldiers at the time. A lot of people didn't even know this movie was a thing, My thing is, you love like isolated, self-contained horror where it's in like one place. A lot of it, and in a cave specifically is such a good setting, And I really love also like some of the creatures have different designs, and they start realizing because they start seeing markings on the wall that some of the creatures can see by sound. That's how they're able to see because they're blind, So I love like just that little detail they do, but they don't give you too much info about the creatures. Like they don't explain like how they got there or anything like that. No, they're just there. I love things sometimes when things just exist. You know, you don't get like how it got there or anything like that. Um, like I really love that like they don't explain like too much like, oh, these creatures, because I don't think you don't need that. You know what I mean? You don't really need that in this film is good enough. Like, oh, these creatures are just here and they gotta survive. I like that. I love that. And obviously she finds a pendant, Sarah, which is a pendant that her husband gave her, which turns out was on Beth because they had an affair. And she literally breaks her fucking leg and lets the creatures kill her. So obviously the others die, and arguably this is a film where all the creatures win because you get a fake out scene where you think Sarah gets away, right? Like she gets out of the cave, seemingly finds her truck, vomits out of it, but it turns out she just got knocked out, and the creatures come near. So they leave you open, but in my mind, she dies. I think like how deep in the cave she is, and pretty much all her other friends are dead. it really does show you like the fall of man. I really, I'll be honest, I didn't really catch that at first. When I first watched this movie, I was more just watching it as like a creatures kill humans movie. So to actually have that element in it really shows you that there's some deep shit in this. A group of friends you thought were great, together, but they'll turned on each other in some way. It's very tragic. But yeah, great film. I very much recommend it. I think more people need to see it. I'm happy. I wanted to review this one for a while. I was maybe gonna save it for Halloween, but fuck it, why not? It's a great fucking film. Why not talk about it? I saw a Twitter post about it, so maybe want to do a video on it for a while. So, but yeah, 9.5 out of 10. I love the atmosphere, the good characters, good story, the the setting, everything about it is perfect. So I don't really have any criticisms, to be honest with you. I can't think of any at the moment. So yeah. Tomorrow, like I said, either tomorrow night or tomorrow or Sunday morning, I'll be reviewing the first Deadpool. I'm actually gonna start it after I do this video. Um, which I love. I love the first Deadpool, man. That I love how perfect that film is. Actually, pretty much like all the movies. Like 2, I think, is the weakest, but I think I would still have fun with it. And that one I am gonna try to do on Friday. Because I originally was gonna plan on doing. Was planning on doing Deadpool today, but plans changed, so but I didn't want to miss another day of doing videos, so I decided, I still want to get the descent out. I'll talk about Deadpool on the weekend, either tomorrow night, like I said, or Sunday morning. But anyways, guys, no Pin Down Pod. It'll be a premiere because SummerSlam, but next Saturday should be like a more traditional show. It'll be like an actual stream. Pin Down Podcast. Subscribe to it. I'll put the link in the description. I'm fucking high right now. But other than that, the descent's great. So I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.